Over the past few weeks, we've seen several new AI lip sync tools hit the scenes, but which ones are worth using? In this video, I'm going to break down the top 2, show you how to use them, and let you decide which ones best fit your workflow. Let's dive right in. We're going to first jump into Higgsfield and take a look at their new Speak feature. Once you're on their website, you can find right up here in the top left corner, there's a Speak button. And when you click on it, it doesn't take you to the portal where you're going to actually be generating, but instead it gives you some examples here. It shows you a lot of the different settings that they have and gives you a good idea of what output that you can assume. But if you want to jump right in and then start creating, go ahead and click on the Create button here. And then as you see, you have the option to do the image, video, or speak. And when you come in, it looks very much like the video generation and the image generating portal. Very simple to use. But when you click in, you'll see that you do have to first choose a motion. And this is where it really differs from HeyGen. It's still built around Higgsfield's amazing movements and special effects. So if you look here, you'll see the different types of motions for the type of video you may be creating. So we have selfie, which looks like it is a talking head and it adds like a camera in front of it. Happy excited, which could be like a seller, like a streamer. Selling, which looks like straight to camera, hands moving, that type of motion. And then Steadicam rage, which I think adds a little bit of emotion to the scene, but also showing that it's steady. We have a wrap flex right here, wrapping with their hands, standing up, doing that type of motion. Looks like there's camera movement involved. There's the speaker zoom in, which looks like it's just a standard static shot with then a zoom in on top. Rage mode, which would be somebody raging at the camera or, into the abyss of the internet, as you would. We have the crash zoom with tentacles, which is cool. If my creative called for it, I may use it. I may not test that as much today. We have the Steadicam walk. And then we have a fire selfie, which, you never know when that's going to be needed. Car talking, which shows some movements in the background. Italian mode, which I assume is just with a lot of this type of talking here. Makeup and talk. Similar to the makeup above. So it looks like they're combining effects. For our first one here, we're just going to keep it simple, talking straight to camera, because I think that would be the best comparison versus HeyGen. Obviously, we can try all these features if we want. We could spend all day on Higgsfield if we really wanted to, but we don't have that time, unfortunately. So we're going to start with selling here. And then you come down here next, and you can see where you can actually upload an image or select an avatar that already exists. So we're just going to start with like a traditional influencer look here. So we're going to add this video, or we're going to add this image here. It's just a guy talking to a camera. And then next, as that is uploading, you can come and click on audio, and you have a couple of different options here. You can type in a script up to 150 characters if you'd like, and then you would pick the sound. All the voices are broken down by the different categories, which match kind of the mood and the feel, and then some of their camera movements here. So you can select those voices here, or add additional sounds if you want to, like raindrops, room tone, crowds, things like that. Or you can upload a file. And I'm going to do just that. I created a couple different sounds within the V3 of 11 Labs. So let's add this male voice since it's a male speaker here. And it takes just a minute to upload. And once you do upload, you'll see variations over here on the side here. So I already uploaded it, but we're going to give it another go. Higgsfield only allows up to 14 seconds of audio. I know that HeyGen has up to 60, which will be a big deal if you are doing a lot of talking head, or if you need a lot of a really long speech. But with Higgsfield, 14-second clips, if that's what you're just trying to get one clip done, one quick voiceover done, then it shouldn't be a big deal. So with this, we have a traditional selling, we have our influencer video, we have our voice here. And then we have our prompt here. And you can do it without a prompt and just kind of let it go, which is what I've been doing. So we're just going to say the camera slowly zooms in on the speaker as he talks. And then right down here, you can have your quality. You have basic, medium, and then high quality. And from what I've seen, the quality doesn't really affect the lip sync, but more the quality of the video, kind of like exporting at 1080 versus 720. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stay with the basic because it from my initial test, high takes a extremely long time, like up to like 10 to 15 minutes sometimes, at least on the first day of launch. So we're just gonna stick with the basic generation for now, and we're gonna hit generate. And just like that, we have our first video cooking. So we're gonna let it sit here for just a second. So we're gonna jump over to HeyGen and we're gonna take a look at Avatar 4. Now, the only way I can find to access it right now is from the main page here, where you hit try Avatar 4. And just like Higgsfield, we can click through to upload an image. So we're just gonna do the exact same thing and upload so we can compare the talking heads here. So we'll bring in our influencer. And we can either type in our script, which looks like we have a lot more flexibility here. We have up to 184 seconds or 60 seconds max. But because we have our voiceover recorder, we're just going to click upload. You can click upload the file here or just drag it and drop it. But from some of my previous tests, I already have it uploaded. So I'm just going to click there. I'm going to do add audio. Just to test, we're going to mimic the same prompt, and we're going to put in the camera slowly zooms in on the speaker as he talks. So we're going to hit generate video, and it does have the option for 720p or 1080p. So I'm going to leave it at 720p since we are testing the lower version within Higgsfield. So as you see over here, here's a lot of my test generations. It takes you to your project folder, and then it does inline for processing here. Okay, here we go. We're already 27% through. From my initial tests and from what we can see here, HeyGen already moves a lot faster than Higgsfield does. Okay, so while these two are still baking, let's try a different one. Let's change out our voices here. We'll click on upload, and we will do a more traditional looking photo for this one as well. So let's do this medium shot of this woman in front of the ocean. And while that uploads here, let's pick and change our motion here. She's in front of the ocean. She's let's say that she's a little let's see. She's not really walking in this photo. But let's do the Steadicam Rage and see how that turns out here. So we have the Steadicam Rage. We're going to upload our audio. I'm going to go to upload, and I have a female voice that I can add here. And this is, I love Higgsfield, but with this version, we can only do up to 13 seconds. My clip is 18 seconds long, so I'd have to either adjust that or pick a part of the clip that I want to see here. So I'm just going to do the first part here. Click insert, and there it is. And click on that. Now we have everything here. And I'm just going to leave the prompt blank for this one to see how it comes out. We'll hit generate. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. It is in the queue. Our previous one is in progress. So while that goes, we're going to come back over here to HeyGen. And like I said, if you click create video here, let's see. If we go into the AI Studio, it takes us to the normal HeyGen project. So if you wanted, like I said, the only place I can find right now Avatar 4 is from this homepage. So I'm sure it's just in testing and in beta right now, and there'll be a better project flow for it later. But let's just replicate. So first we'll start off with the images here. We're going to do the same one of the woman on the beach. Okay, we're going to upload her voice. I already have it here. Do add audio. And I'm going to leave this empty as we did before. What I didn't show before is the drop down here. So it's a simple 720p, 1080p drop down here. You can choose. We're going to leave it at 720 for now. We can always upres later. Let's do generate. And there we go. It is in line for processing. And while we're here, we see that our first influencer video is now ready to go. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so that was pretty good. It didn't do the zoom in. It didn't do the zoom in like we asked for Higgsfield, but that's okay. This compared to what was available about a week or two ago, this is by far, one of the better ones out there. So while that cooks, we're going to go check on Higgsfield. And just like that, our influencer video is ready as well. So let's check this one out.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
So similarly to HeyGen, Higgsfield did a lot of great camera movement, or did a lot of great arm movements, the person speaking to the camera, but the lip sync was actually off a little bit from what I see here. It didn't really match the mouth movements like the HeyGen's did. But the quality is still similar. As you can see here, the image had a lot of bokeh in it, and it kind of made it very muddy over here. And I believe that HeyGen's did similar. Okay, so my HeyGen generation just finished. It definitely beat Higgsfield in time, and let's take a quick look at this.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so the lip sync is actually pretty good here. The hand movements are okay, but as you see, it's treating it as a photo. It's not doing any movement. It's not creating video from the background here. So that's something that I would consider depending on what your project is, right? Obviously, if the talking head is more important, maybe the image that you put in is a solid background that doesn't need the movement, right? So for now, it doesn't do video. We can't do a video input with the lip sync. But as you can see here, it really just focuses on the person doing the speech here. So the quality of it was fairly good. So I download that. And let's come back over here to Higgsfield. Our video here just finished. I will play, let's see, I will play this one as well.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and
Okay, so as we see here with this one, we have movement in the background. It actually creates a video out of it. The person is obviously overacting here. We did put the Steadicam rage movement on there, so it's supposed to be somebody that is raging at the camera, right? But as we see here, the lip movements, the lips don't actually sync up that well. It looks like they do on most of the words, but not everyone, and definitely not as good as HeyGen's. I also see the color temperature changing. It's going in and out. So I don't know if that's just seeing it as it's a different clips as it goes through. It reminds me of very early Runway, where the color temperature would change throughout the whole scene. You'd start in one color and in an orange and end in a blue hue. We're doing a give and take here, right? Neither of these are perfect. As we can see here, each model has its own pros and it has its own cons. I think it's up to you to decide which one you should use for which is your use case, right? So let's, while we're here, we have both models. Let's dive in and let's try a few other ones here. To save us some time, I went ahead and I pre-tested some of these clips using still images. This one is a beautiful model, and there was no prompt for this one. It was just to sync with the sound, and let's see how it came out.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and
okay, so fairly good here. That one was with the scene reporter effect here. So we're going to pop back over to HeyGen over here, and I believe this is the full video here. Let's click on it and we can watch.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so both were okay in my opinion. The Higgsfield one had a lot of more emotion and expression in it, and it was something that was a little bit more animated as a speaker, right? And then you jump over here to the HeyGen Avatar 4 version, and the lip sync was a little bit better in my opinion, but there was no body movement. It was just very much like it focused on the face and on the lip sync, which is obviously what they're doing here. But it's definitely up for consideration, right? So we'll go back over here to Higgsfield. And I wanted to try an image that had the face half blocked here, right? This is usually something that AI lip sync tools struggle with when the face is half blocked or that it's from the side. So I wanted to really push these models and see how they reacted. So let's give it a go.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and
Okay, so as a video, that wasn't so bad. It kept moving the sheet that's in front of her face forward and back, but it gave it some natural physics here. She was moving her hands around. That could have been causing that, right? The lip sync wasn't exactly on like I had wanted to be. Maybe with a couple more rerolls or at the highest quality, we could get it there. But as a video, I would say this one is pretty good here. We did the selling effect, and then I did put the woman flirts with the camera. So that may be why she's like doing this with her head, with her hand here, because I wanted to see how HeyGen would handle this. So let's jump over here.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so this one was great for the lip sync and for the acting. The sheet was kind of in the way, and it kind of moved it out of the mouth, and it wasn't as natural as the Higgsfield one was. But as you can see, it did a good job with a half lip block here. I would go with this one depending on what obviously the script is and the story is that I'm building. But I really like the quality of this compared to some of the other ones. And because it's in a close-up, I think it actually worked out better than what we did in the previous clip, which was like a more wider shot because it is focused here on her mouth and on her face. So for this next clip, I wanted to take some of my learnings from previous AI lip sync tools, like Runway, right? It doesn't do well if it's not a human face. This kind of has human face features, so I think Runway Act 1 would probably see it as a character. But I really wanted to test some of these characters to see if we do, because we're not always doing films and videos with human or humanoid-like characters. So this first one was this input image of the alien here on a 1980s talk show with the speaker zoom in Higgsfield. And then the prompt is the alien speaks to someone off screen. And I probably could have left it blank, but it's fairly generic for prompt for this one. So let's take a listen.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
As with some of the other Higgsfield ones, the camera movement is great. The video generation is great. Some of the movements are good, but the lip sync is still just a little bit off. As you can see, it's the camera movement's good. The acting is okay. We're moving with hands. He's talking. It matches kind of what the image is, but the lip sync is just not 100% there yet. Now we have our Avatar 4 version here. Same clip, same prompt. Let's just jump in and take a listen.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
So this doesn't have the crash zoom in, right? That's Higgsfield's thing. But what you can see here is the acting is actually pretty good, and it looked very good for this creature, for this alien. At the end, it kind of lost the fidelity of the hand moving out, so it looks like HeyGen is starting to add a little bit more life. We didn't see that in some of our earlier clips here, so that's a good sign that this is possible. Because with re-rolling, with retrying each clip, we might be able to get it to a point that we want, playing out the prompt, obviously as well. Now we're gonna keep moving on. Now there's this little guy. I love this image that I generated, and this is another one to test a non-human type character. So let's give this one a go.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, other than the very last little bit here, the lip movement was actually pretty on par, and we had the eyes blink, and it just give it life and movement. I would use the majority of this, maybe re-roll again and see what the end of the clip could bring us. But yeah, I love it. I love this version of it. So let's hop over to HeyGen and give this one a go.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
So this is rare compared to what we've seen so far. Higgsfield actually won with this character, in my opinion. The sides for the very end of the Higgsfield clip, the lip movements were pretty on par, and we had eye movements, and it just had that general Higgsfield kind of look to it. And this one, the mouth didn't really match at all. There's maybe one part. It did do some acting with it when the character at the end, does a little bit of expression here. Fidelity-wise, it's good. It holds up. But, the reason that we're using this and the reason we would use HeyGen is for the lip sync function, right? So we need to have that acting capability. Now, side profile shots have always been hard. I have zero expectations for either of these models, but they both say that they can do it and they can do things from different angles. So we have to try. So this is a space wizard that I quickly generated. This is in the speaker zoom in setting with no prompt except for the voiceover that I added that I made in 11 Labs version 3. So let's give that a listen.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so that was fairly good. It did make the model did make the character turn its head a little bit more towards camera, which is fine depending on what that you're using it for in the scene. It definitely didn't stay over looking to the camera right side of frame. It wanted to turn and it wanted to look. And that just may be how the model is trained, but fairly overall quality. It kind of made it into more of a CGI looking image than photoreal like I wanted it to be. But that's okay. This wasn't a perfect image to begin with, but it did keep the fidelity and the consistency of the character there throughout the lip sync. So I loved it. Okay, now let's jump over to HeyGen's version here.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
Okay, so zero lip sync to that one. I went ahead and did it again, and let's try that one out.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
So again, zero mouth movements from the side profile, which, I know that they're claiming that it can do that. So I think I need to probably do more tests there, maybe give it some better prompting. But right off the bat, it should be able to recognize that and do that. So, maybe it's coming, maybe it needs another update and it's not quite there yet. But, in these initial tests, zero mouth movements from a side angle. We all need different characters for different things in our movies and in our videos that we make, and sometimes that includes videos of children. So I wanted to try this test of this baby out, which is a baby doing a podcast. It's pretty funny. We will go ahead and change the motion here to happy excited. Love me a happy excited baby, and we will. Oh, it looks like it didn't actually upload it. We'll give that a go here. We're gonna change the audio. We'll give it the male voice. Actually, let's type out this one. So we're gonna say, "I'm a happy kid. I change my own nappies." Okay, we'll give that a go. Let's see what voices do we have here. We'll give it. That's Carly, a young female.
Okay, so basically what our
I hear a young male. Go ahead and generate that. It just takes a moment. We can listen to it.
I'm a happy kid. I change my own nappies. I'm a happy kid. I change my own nappies.
Okay, perfect. We'll just use that. And we'll say the podcaster talks to the camera. We'll give that one a go here. And I wanted to show you this at this point of the tutorial because I did try it earlier. And because it was a child, in there, it actually just deleted the photo in general and wouldn't let me do it at all. And I had this problem with Higgsfield before, which, you know, when you look at the grand scheme of it and what we're doing here, that's okay because we don't want any children deep fakes and things like that. And as you see here, this goes against their guidelines, most likely because it is a child. In VO3, you can do it's the same thing. You can't lip sync, text to video with a child as a subject. It'll give you a image and a video of a child, but it won't do the lip sync. But in HeyGen here, it did, and it did it, in my opinion, fairly well. So let's take a listen.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
I mean, that one was fantastic. There's movement in the background here, as you see, different than, what some of the other clips have offered to us. There's movement on the screen here. The baby's pointing to the camera, talking. So if you wanted to create these baby clips that we're seeing everywhere that are going viral, I would do it here in HeyGen.
I once met a bot on the lot who claimed it could act on the spot. With data it trained, emotions it feigned, and cried when the script said, "Why not?"
It's great. I would listen to this baby's podcast all day long. Okay, so we did a quick breakdown of the two different services, but let's look at some of the other factors here. Most particularly, how much does it cost? So I currently have a basic creator plan here, which is on a monthly billing cycle of $29 a month. If I wanted to do the yearly one, it would drop it down to $24 or $30 for a team and enterprise. That's obviously a different scenario here. Team is $39 per month if you needed that. But since most of us are single creators, we're just going to go ahead and leave it here. When you look at the features here, it gives you unlimited video generations, videos up to 30 minutes long. Videos up to 30 seconds long. No, it says video 30 minutes. Okay, videos up to 30 minutes, which I think are for some of the talking head other features within HeyGen, not just version 4. 1080 export on some videos, fast video processing. You can make a custom avatar, interactive avatar, and you can use some of their other stock features that they have here. If you pop over to Team, which is $39 a month, you get unlimited videos up to 30 minutes, and then 4K video exports, which could be very important for what you're doing, but you can always up-res within Topaz or any of the other video up-resers. And there's also additional features, which looks like it's just more additional seats for a team, right? Which is what this would end up being. So for Higgsfield, it's the same pricing for all of Higgsfield, which is $9 a month for the most basic. On the annual plan, on monthly, it's about the same. And with that basic plan, you get watermark removed, commercial use, 2 jobs, and access to the light model. It's very light, and you only get 150 credits per month. If you jump up to the Pro plan, it's 600 credits per month. And you get the watermark removed, commercial use, up to 3 concurrent jobs, the turbo model, access to start and end frame, and access to Higgsfield Speak. So if you wanted to use Higgsfield Speak, you at least have to have a pro account. You cannot do it on the basic. And then when you bump over to the ultimate account, it's $79 a month on the monthly plan. And then you can obviously save. It comes down to $55 a month if you buy it yearly. But we'll stick with the monthly plan here. You get 200 more credits for your first month, 1,500 credits a month. So you get 1,700 for that first month of use. Watermark removed, you can do up to 4 concurrent jobs. You get access to the turbo model, and then you get access to Higgsfield Speak, and then preview of other upcoming features, which it's always nice to have. It's kind of like being in their creative partner program, but you're paying for it, so you get the access pretty much the same time as others that are in that creative partner plan. So each model has its own positives and its own negatives. I love Higgsfield for It's more video centric, it's more cinematic, but the lip sync is a little bit off. I think, you know, with a little more prompting, we could get it there, or you could chop together, you know, 2 or 3 different clips if you wanted to. HeyGen right off the bat works really well for the lip sync for the most part, but on some of the images that I've inputted, it doesn't do any of the video outputs, like the woman with the waves in the background. And then on some videos it does. It adds little movements in the background scene. So I think we can see the direction that these are both headed. Both have their positives, both have their negatives. I'd love to give a clear winner here, but it really depends on your use case, right? If I needed the lips to be on sync and didn't really care much about the background features, I would go with HeyGen for this one. If I wanted to be more cinematic, and have other features and camera movement and things like that, I would go with Higgsfield. If I had to pick one clear winner based on the AI lip sync, which is what this video is about, I would then say it would be HeyGen Avatar 4. So obviously there's more and more lip sync AI tools that are being put on the market every day. We will continue to test them. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and let us know between Higgsfield Speak and HeyGen Avatar 4, which one you think wins and which one you would use for your projects. I'm Gabe Michael, and until next time, be well, do good, and make awesome things.